Good morning, everybody. Today is April 6, 2025, and just wanted to give you an update on the Michael Sinotte Jr. case. Michael went missing on June 14th of 2019 from North Kingston, Rhode Island. I'm sure you've seen all the information and the Adventures with a Purpose, YouTube's, our YouTube, the Faith with a Purpose YouTube, that we did back about 2 years ago. And also, there are still more questions and answers in this case, and we're seeking out to the public to see if anybody saw something that night in the early morning hours of June 14th at approximately 2 a.m. to 2:22 p.m. on Kingston Road in South Kingston, right near the post office, across the street from the post office. Michael was last seen interacting or in the car while 3 South Kingston police officers had stopped to see what he was doing, and that was the last time that he was seen or heard from. The police department, initially who took the police report, had pinged the wrong cell phone. They pinged his father's cell phone, which led to a long period of time before they actually pinged Michael's cell phone. There were over 35 searches done by Adventures with a Purpose in the Great Swamp Management Area in South Kingston, Rhode Island. There was 4 police departments involved. Department of Environmental Management headed up the investigation because it was on state property. North Kingston Police were the reporting party of when he was missing, so they actually started the ball rolling on this whole investigation. Rhode Island State Police were called in, dogs were used. Rhode Island Canine Search and Rescue was also utilized with their dogs several times in the Great Swamp area. The South Kingston Police were also involved as well. Two of the interesting facts in this case is that the last 3 people to see Michael alive were 3 South Kingston police officers who said there was no problem or he was not argumentative or anything, which seems kind of out of sorts because Michael was suffering from a mild case of a situation where he would get angry if officers had approached him, especially more than one. He would get argumentative, he would get defensive, he would even get violent. So it's hard to believe that nothing happened at that vehicle on that particular night. So if anybody saw the interaction on that night in the area of the South Kingston police officers, please come forward. You can go anonymously also. You can call our tip line at 617-600-6321 and leave an anonymous message. You can call me directly at 401-365-3438. I'm the founder of New England Missing, which is formerly NewEnglandMissingChildren.org. We have just changed the name to avoid confusion with the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children to just New England Missing at this point. So we're still looking for Michael. We're not giving up on Michael, and we're going to continue to search for Michael. We're going to try to get answers. The other point is the fact that there was an employee of a National Grid who also reached out to the Department of Environmental Management when questioned about if anybody had seen his vehicle or seen him in that area previously to the time he went missing. The employee told the sergeant of DEM that National Grid has cameras, motion cameras on site, which is in direct view of Michael if he was traveling down that road, or anybody who was driving his vehicle down that road at that time would have picked up that type of motion. The sergeant reached out to National Grid and never got the footage from that night. The family didn't find out until 4 years after Michael went missing that there was footage even available for that. There were no door knocks. There were nobody went to check Ring cameras when he went missing on that area. We were told by a meeting that we had with one of the police departments that said that none of that was done, and they just assumed that he was in the swamp because his vehicle was there. Well, the vehicle tires were turned to the right and was not directly, not really parking spots there, but he was not in a situation where I believe that he parked his vehicle and got out of the car and walked. It was more like the vehicle was parked in a hurry with the wheels turned to the right and about 8 to 10 feet away from the wood line where people would normally pull up to park. So it was either that he was meeting someone there and he had his vehicles turned to the right and something happened to him at that point. During this whole investigation and other investigations we have worked on over the last few years, there has been some scrupulous person who has sent the families of the missing photographs and text messages saying that they knew what happened to their loved one and that they were run over by a truck and that the person had warrants, et cetera, et cetera. This happened in 3 of our cases so far. We don't think there's a link there. We just think it's somebody that is out to try to scam the families of the missing. So be aware of that as well. They all text from a voice over IP number, so it's very difficult to trace those as well. And it's always the same photograph of a body wrapped in a rug under a piece of board or in the bushes or something like that. That photograph, if you happen to get it on any of your missing cases, is actually looks like it was taken in South Florida because of the vegetation, because we had Rhode Island URI, one of our volunteers, Janet, contacted URI and got them to respond back that this is not a native vegetation to our state. Also, we are looking for volunteers for NewEnglandMissing.org. So if you would like to volunteer for a worthy cause, we never charge the family ever for an investigation that we have to do. We do have expenses like research and investigation if we have to travel, or for lodging if we have to go out of Rhode Island and Massachusetts into New Hampshire, Maine, and Vermont, which we also cover. This covers the travel expenses. So, volunteering for us, or if it's an option for you, giving a monthly donation of $10 a month would be helpful as well for our mission. And we continue to look for the missing. I mean, Mikey is a very frustrating case. We are going back into the swamp within the next, hopefully, a few days. I'm waiting for one of the people who had a vision to go back into the swamp with us, to be able to hopefully shed more light on this vision. We had two people who were mediums. One was a gift, I guess, and the other one was a medium just starting out. And initially, she saw Michael running from 3 people. And also, she saw a danger, things like that. The second person also saw Michael in the water at Great Swamp. He had head trauma. He had banged his head. She felt like he was being chased, and felt like there was again danger. And he saw a safe haven of a deer pit that was across the way from the water where he was. So we're going to go back into this area. We're hoping to get a commercial FAA drone to donate their time, so that we can drone this area to see if there is any possibility of any some type of burial ground with vegetation, or some type of thermal imaging that can pick up anything that we cannot see physically going through this wooded area. It is very thick. It could be very dangerous with the swampy area, and it's also bug-ridden from end of April right through the summer. because it's a breeding ground for mosquitoes, mayflies, all kinds of insects, all kinds of, I mean, there's obviously there's snakes and other things there too that you have to possibly encounter while you're doing the search. So again, we're reaching out to see if anybody has any information on the night of June 14th in the early morning hours of June 14th, 2019. If you saw anything. Michael drove a black Honda Civic. It was on the 3000 block of Kingston Road, and right directly opposite the post office there, which has no cameras either, facing out of the roadway. And it was an abandoned gas station parking lot there, and there's a house in the back. We'd like to talk to that homeowner to see if he or she saw anything at all on that night, flashing lights or anything. And if you went to URI during that time period and was a full-time student and you were there during that time, please come forward. Let us know if you saw anything at all on that night with Mikey. Okay, we have a lot of questions that still haven't been answered. There was supposed to be a new detective on this case. He has not reached out to me. The family claims that he has not reached out to them. This is a sad situation where police departments can drop the ball sometimes on these cases because they get caught up with active cases, and it's unfortunate that the unfortunate that missing cases after a few weeks or a few months take the back burner and end up sitting at the end of a pile of workload because they're more urgent cases to solve. This is where New England Missing comes in, because we don't give up and we don't stop, and we are available to do the legwork that police departments don't have the time or the resources to do all the time. And I can understand that. So if you have a missing person, please feel free to go to our website, newenglandmissing.org, fill out the intake form, or call me at 401-365-3438. We have 5 volunteers now, possibly getting more. We're looking to have a fundraiser this year as well. And we're gonna keep looking for the missing. And Mikey is the focus right now. He's been the focus since we took over this investigation. As far as a nonprofit part of it, helping the family, and the family had filled out the intake, and so we're on this, and we will look at any clue, any lead. Okay. If you're uncomfortable calling the North Kingston Police Department, you're uncomfortable talking to the South Kingston Police Department or Department of Environmental Management or the State Police, we're another option. You can call and leave a tip, 617-600-6321. I'll put it up on the screen as well. And also my direct cell phone is 401-365-3438. So again, this is going on 6 years. It'll be 6 years in June. And let's bring Mikey home. If anybody saw anything, there's a train station nearby. Maybe he hopped the train. Who knows? We don't know at this point. We don't know. It's all speculation. It's all putting the puzzle together piece by piece, but there's a lot of pieces that aren't fitting right now. And we have to make these pieces fit in order to bring Mikey home. Thank you again. My name is Mike Clementi. I am the founder and director of newenglandmissing.org. Donna is my co-director, and Janet is our case manager, and we have other volunteers as well, working hard to get the answers to these questions for the people out there who have missing loved ones. And we look for adults as well as children now. That's why we had changed the name to newenglandmissing.org and dropped the children. So anyway, if you have any information, please feel free to give us a call. Thank you.